So in today's episode, we visit Aston Villa, our former club, and a game against Blackburn. Two must-win games. It is just after Christmas Day, and we're looking at the future a little bit. Welcome to Around the World in 80 Clubs. Since you were last with me and the draw against Lille went on to beat Southampton 3-2 with Vassin getting a brace and Haaland on the score sheet. We then drew 2-2 with Brighton with Yamal and Herman on the score sheet. We then got a player sent off in the 83rd minute. And no matter how much I went defensive, we lost 2 goals. So we ended up drawing that one, unfortunately. We then beat Atletico Madrid 4-3 with Vassing, Dong, Mustard and Malcolm with a 95th minute winner. I thought we were going to win, and then they scored in the 84th. And I thought, oh, here we go. You know what FM's going to do? We're going to now lose. But we got the late goal, which was fantastic. We then beat Sunderland comfortably. It was an own goal by Mustard, Foden and Euro, 4-0 victory. We then went to the Emirates and came out with a 2-2 draw with Yamal and Malcolm on the score sheets there. We then faced Manchester United and beat them 2-1 with Bellingham from the spot and Foden getting a late winner. Then it went to West Ham, 3-1 victory with Vassin, Bellingham and Fortano. Another comfortable game. Bournemouth, 3-1 with Van Dong, Jude and Mustard on the score sheet. Comfortable. Then we beat Spurs 1-0. It was a game. It was a bit boring. Nothing really happened. And then most recently was a 3-2 win against Everton with Mitrovic, Vassin and an own goal from Braithwaite, which leads us to today's 2 games. As things stand, we are currently second in the Premier League by 1 point, but they do have a game in hand. We are currently 8th, so we are currently in a position to progress in the Champions League straight through. We've got Forest Green in the FA Cup, Charlton in the Carabao Cup semi-final, so we are through there. But what I wanted to discuss with you guys is a job which is insecure, and it's at Juventus. Now we're looking at Juventus. According to that, they're rich, but they're all the way down in 11th place. My thinking is, if the job becomes available, we'll apply, but we'll apply to start at the end of the season. So we'll see out the season with with Man City, and then possibly move to Juventus. Their squad's a bit hit and miss. I don't think any of the players are particularly good. But yeah, their history, obviously we all know, 37 Serie A titles, 2 Champions League, 1 Europa Cup Winners' Cup, and were winning for fun. Obviously, when this series started, they finished 7th in the first season, but then was 3rd, 2nd, 4th, and just bouncing all around. Most recently, they finished 6th and 4th. So the lowest they finished is kind of 6th. They're down in 11th. So it will have to be a change sooner rather than later, but we will see. But for today's game against Aston Villa, we have Silva in goal with Erkan, Kuda, Fortano and Van Dong at the back. Yarrow and Bellingham with Tevez behind Malcolm, Yamal and Vassin. I'm thinking I might do that for this game. Bring Kruder back. Let's see what happens here if we play them both as ball-winning defenders. It's something I have been contemplating. I do like the movement of a libero at the back, but we'll see. The other option is to potentially have 2 liberos to see how that would work. So your centre-backs would be pushing forward. That's got to be offside. Surely that was offside. Evidently not. He looked half a mile to me. Moodley. Yarrow clears comfortably. Erkan loses out. Here's Weeper. Weeper plays it to Montrose, to Moody. Moody to Winks. Moody. And it's gone out wide. Shot. There obviously Winks and Steer, 2 of our boys, aren't actually as good as they looked for the club. Here's Yamal. Plays it in, unable to find a player. Malcolm with a good header. Yamal to Van Dong, to Kruder. Back to Yoro. Yoro over to Van Dong. Van Dong finds a ball across to Malcolm. And Malcolm scores as comfortable as you like. Just headers it home to make it 1-0. Yes. So, things can only get better, as they say. We're playing reasonably well. Unfortunately, that puts Villa down in 15th. And Lucas with the goal kick, who's a great goalkeeper. You know, they've got some really good players, and I'm amazed that they aren't challenging around the top half of the table at least. Probably you would expect them to be in and around the other European spots. I mean, the Champions League spots at the moment goes down to 6th. So I think that's one thing which Football Manager needs to sort out next time, is the way that codes up quicker, you know, because the game should know how many spots we're going to get in the Europe, in the Champions League and things like that. It makes sense. It's gone to Vassin. Vassin plays it back out. Yoro is out there, manages to get the ball, brings it back in towards Malcolm, but Lucas gathers comfortably. Wowzers. So, it's half time, and we're going to make a slight change here. We're going to go for 2 liberos in the centre of midfield, in the centre of back, just to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see how this now lines up. So you've got Erkan, Vassin. Oh, hold on. Yes, because they're coming up along. Oh, Malcolm. Van Dong, Fortiano unable to get there. That is an interesting thing. They're lining up alongside Yoro, the DM, so they're acting like a three here. That could be really interesting to play around with. I'm going to, because we've got Yamal now on the ball. Plays it in to Erkan to Tevez. Great save by Lucas there. So here's Bellingham with the corner, plays it in towards the near post, unable to find a header. Lauren Yamal now on the ball, gets tackled by Rivera. I think we may have found an interesting way to play the back four. Because they will play as a defence, conventional back four. But when we're in the possession, the wing backs will have more freedom because the two at the centre back will join the anchor man to create a three sort of slightly further forward pairing. So your defensive line could be slightly narrower, but it'll keep us pushing on. It's an interesting thought. Rivera loses out, and Laskovsky, the danger man, has put the ball in the back of the net to make it 1-1 against our former club, Aston Villa. Probably should have made changes, but I was too busy thinking about how the liberos interact with the other players and how that could be interesting. And to be fair, the goal we conceded was from a set piece, so you can't really say that it was due to the defenders being liberos. We need to it is an interesting scenario. Lanes now plays it in towards Kuhn, but Kuhn's unable to get there. Velaskovsky picks it up, plays it in. We get it clear. Malcolm chases, but is unable to get there, and it's full time, and it's 1-1. Oosh. I don't think we're going to win the league this year. I think that's safe to say. Unless Arsenal do something drastic, we're not going to win the league. But join me in a second for the game against, who was it we were playing next? I've got a memory like a sieve. Blackburn. I'll see you in a second. So the only change we're making for the Blackburn game is trying the two liberos on defend as centre-backs. Now I think we are going to use the Premier League. I think we're good enough to not get sacked. If we finish top two, we'll be fine. But the aim is to see if we can win the cups, get all the trophies in England, and then move on from there. We've got the Premier League, we've got the FA Cup, so let's finish it off with the Carabao Cup. We've got the Community Shield as well. It'd be nice to finish it off with the Carabao Cup and Champions League this season minimum, because then we would have won every trophy with Man City, and you expect to do that. Tevez has got his goal though to make it 1-0, which is easy as you like. So we're 1-0 up. I'm comfortable now, but we're even with this, we're still a point, and they've still got a game in hand as well. So I think the Premier League's could be gone, being well, potentially 4 points in front. A team that's good like Arsenal can potentially go and not drop 4 points. Especially to us who are still continuing to drop the odd point. But we are going to hope for a Champions League final and win. That is our big aim. Strangely, the Champions League, West Ham are like top, I think, of the Champions League. And yeah, all the English clubs are in the top 8, which makes it very interesting. Could end up with the final 6 in the Champions League all being English. Poor Vassin with a comfortable header. Cox makes the save. No defenders are lively to it. And up steps Vassin, who just slots it home. So Tevez with the free kick. It comes off the crossbar. And Vassin is the first to react. Thought the keeper made a save, but it actually come off the crossbar. Vassin, the quickest to react, header it home. And I just headed the microphone. I apologise for that one. So, here we go. Cox plays it to Obero. Mongello. They're passing it around now, Blackburn. We need to make sure they don't continue to just pass it around us. And Van Dong intercepts comfortably. Here is Van Dong. Receives it back with a quick 1-2. Can he find a ball in? He does to Vassin. Vassin slots it back to Yamal, who puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-0. It's as easy as that. And this is why this team on its day is just so pleasing to watch. You know, unfortunately, these games have been few and far between for you guys watching. We've had a bit of a curse of the camera, but when you see these, oh, Van Dong finishes it beautifully. When you do finally get these games and you guys see, it makes me so happy. And this actually, as things stand, we're level on points. So, oops, I don't know what I clicked. I wish I hadn't clicked that button though. We're going to praise them and try and cheer them up. They'll probably go, how dare you praise us? Yamal, to Yaro, to Kruder, to Vassin, Vassin to Van Dong, Van Dong to Fortunato, who plays it all the way back to the Silva. Silva then pumps it forward to Bellingham. Bellingham headers back to Van Dong. Van Dong now on the attack. And Malcolm scores. And I'm just trying to stop running. Yes, Euro. If you look, the other two actually run a little bit beyond Euro there. And Euro's almost like Euro's sort of here. And these two are here while Bellingham's sort of in and around the box. It's quite interesting to watch. And then obviously as things happen, Euro always slots back. But McAteer has gone free there and scored, unfortunately. That was close. That was close. We are going to make some changes now. We are bringing off Fortuna for Ciclet. swap those two over. We are going to bring off Euro for Grunan Wood. Tevez can come off for Man Zone. We're going to bring Bishop on for Ercan. We're going to leave it as that for now. We'll keep one substitute just in case. And then... Okay. Can Euro... Okay. So we're going to bring... Bertels on there. Why not? Bertels is coming on for Bellingham injured again. I think this is, regardless, the final season that Bellingham's going to have. He's just too injury prone now, it seems, this season. So if we are to stay, we will, I think, sell him. I think him and Haaland are done as far as I can see now. So we obviously know that the chances are we may apply for the Juventus job, providing we can take it at the end of the season. And that's going to be any job we apply for. At the moment, Juventus look to be the only one. Udinese's a possibility. They're in Serie B. Could be interesting. But I think as things stand, if we can, it will be probably Juventus. Getafi's another interesting one. But if what we're going to do is, if we come back for the second leg against Charlton and the game against Liverpool in the middle of, so we're going to play like 2 or 3 games off camera. So if you've enjoyed that, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I've been the Masked Manager, and until next time, I have spoken.